Okay, we are ready to continue, starting with turn 5 of this run through of Custer's Last Stand, 150-year commemoration solitaire game. And we will go ahead now and flip the first leader. And it's this one, so it's going to be Benteen. Benteen is exhausted, so Benteen will do the regrouping action. We'll roll a die to see if he is no longer exhausted. He gets a 3, so he passes the test. This cube comes off. Then we flip this, it's Yellow Nose. Okay, so Yellow Nose will cross the river. And that cost a cohesion point to do that. He will then fire on the hill against Reno. He would normally roll 5. It's not a charge, but we subtract 2 for the hill defense. So Yellow Nose only has 3 dice to work with. And the 4 is locked. The 3 is also locked because we're on the southern line. So sadly, no. Is Yellow Nose exhausted? He is not exhausted. Okay. Now we flip over Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull, he can't charge. He's got too few red discs to the number of discs on the hill. So he will just, Sitting Bull will do like Yellow Nose. He will spend a point and he will roll 3 dice trying to get lucky and take out Reno. Okay, well, the 3 is locked. He rolls again. The 4 is locked. Okay, so Sitting Bull, is he exhausted? We roll an die, a 5. Sitting Bull is exhausted. And then we flip the next, it's Custer. Custer is going to just regroup. 1, 2, 3. The plan here is just to see if we can exit off the board. Okay, then we flip this. It's Gall. Gall will move here. He will roll 3 dice against Reno. Okay, 4 is locked. And then we have a 5. We will re-roll. We will re-roll. We're going to keep rolling until we see if we can't get that 5 up or a 4. Okay, is Gall exhausted? He is not exhausted. All right. So we then flip the last one, and it is Reno. And Reno is not going to want to become exhausted. So we're going to do we're going to do anything but do the regrouping action. Okay, so that concludes the turn 5. We start turn 6. Okay, so we randomized all of this. We turn over, so Reno will, again, I don't want to move over, so Reno is just going to, oh, no, what we can do here is we can use, they're not exhausted, so Reno can use the Combined Cavalry. They're all starting the same. We're going to move into this space. That's going to count as a charge for purposes of how many dice are rolled. And everyone will spend a point all three of them. So they're going to have to check if they're exhausted, but that doesn't happen until at the end of their firing. So Reno, Reno is, we're not going to be able to take out, I think they're just going to basically conserve their energy. They're basically swinging around whatever Indians are here trying to make their way off the battlefield. Okay, so Reno's going to roll to see if he's exhausted. Because if he is, then he can't do anything but regroup next time. He gets a 3, so he is not exhausted. Then we're going to roll Benteen. Benteen again is also not going to fire, but we have to see whether or not, because he moved, if he's exhausted. So a 2, he's not exhausted. That's very fortunate. And then Sitting Bull. Now Sitting Bull will move to, let's see, Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull will just do the regrouping action. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Sitting Bull must regroup. Well, I was thinking he was doing it optionally. He has to regroup. Okay, is he still exhausted? He is no longer exhausted. Okay. Alrighty. Yellow Nose. Yellow Nose will fight against, now they're not on the hill, so he's going to be able to roll 5 dice against Reno. Well, there's the pair of 5s, and then we've got a pair of 2s, and we have a 1. Now the 2 is locked. Well, we'll just go ahead and take this penalty. That loses a disc, but we won't risk getting stuck with double 1s. So it's probably worth, more importantly, he eliminates Reno. Okay, eliminates Reno. And then the next thing to do is to flip this, and that's Gall. And Gall can move here, right? He'll move there. He'll fire at Custer. He's rolling 5 dice. Not this one. He gets a pair of 5s. This 2 is locked. Go re-roll these. The 4 is locked. Okay. So Custer loses another disc. And then lastly, Custer rolls. And let's just do the regrouping action. No. He needs to roll to see whether or not he is exhausted from the original 4. He is not exhausted. So he basically is just going to stand. Okay. So then we would prepare for turn 7. And now we have a situation for the optional roll, which hasn't come up, doesn't come up very often, but let's just address it. So on turn 7, and I'll just read this, it's very short. If at the start of a turn Sitting Bull is alive, he is, and there are 2 or fewer cavalry leaders, it's only Benteen and Custer, and they are located on spaces 13, which is Reno Hill, space 15, or already in the exit, then it's possible that Sitting Bull will call off the battle. And he does that on a 1, 2, or 3. So we're going to roll this just to see if he does. It's a 3. So Sitting Bull tells all the other braids, we're calling this battle. And and he does that so that the surviving cavalrymen will go and tell other white men what has happened here today. So that saves us just going through the motions of moving them off. It's one way of just like, I mean, you don't want to read the rule, you just like roll it cut in a certain situation on a 1, 2, 3. It's like, okay, that's what happened. So these guys go and these guys would exit. And it's still a loss for the cavalry in this situation because they did not achieve either of their 2 required victory conditions, which were to take the villagers and destroy all 6 of those or all the Indian leaders. So that concludes this one.